So when I go back to when I first started introducing myself to Buddhism, which was 1971-ish, 72-ish, Kung Fu, with David Carradine, just gave me an alternative view of mentality. And that's kind of like where my journey started. And I'll just give you an example. If you go back to 1886 and Robert Louis Stevenson in his book, The Strange Tales of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, I just found those two combinations as something that I could continuously find interest in because there's great mystery involved in the light and the dark, right? I mean, that's what it is. Duality, Piscean. That's the way it works here today on Secondhand Noobs. And so, as I remember it, working in his mysterious laboratory, Dr. Jekyll would make his magic potion, and he would test it on himself. He would drink, and he would feel it coming upon him, and he knew that he was moving into Mr. Hyde. Luckily, it was after midnight, and everybody knows what happens after midnight. Anyway, there was a scandal, and it broke bad for Mr. Hyde. Dr. Jekyll got over himself, and the story ended. And that was the outside version, right? The outer version, the objective. He was doing this outside. Mr. Hyde was sneakily leaving the laboratory and then hitting the bars, baby. Probably not such a good idea. But then you transition on through time and you move into 1900. Okay? What happened in 1900? If you think about it, 1900 is the start of the 20th century, which also coincides with the release The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. Hey, Dorothy. Of course, the movie wouldn't come out till 1939, and I would not see The Wonderful Wizard of Oz probably till early 60s. But the concept of going from black and white to color after you go over the rainbow, then you've got a story. And it's so obvious where my influences lie. I like that duality. I like that mystery. That's where we're going here. That's why I like Anaxagoras. It's the seeds. Now, what about these seeds? You know these stories. So in some way, shape, or form, we have something in common. And that's all of the last 30 minutes, really, that's all I broadcast, 30 minutes, has been about. Recognizing that we all have a particular understanding of the Wizard of Oz and of Dorothy. But it wasn't until I was much older that I realized that Dorothy actually got knocked out. Okay, the window comes in, bang, boom, the girl's down. Out for the count, baby. Kumbaya. Whatever that means. No, but it's an important thing, is really, the first thing that Dorothy notices when she lands in the Munchkin land was the death of a witch. That witch was Dorothy. And now she has to choose from two other witches, a good witch and a bad witch. A lot of people look at that movie as the first and possibly the greatest of all Gnostic movies. Now, I've studied Gnosticism for a while because I went from Christianity to Buddhism to Gnosticism and a few others along the way, all of them good, like Glinda. Walked into a few mistakes offered by Theodora. They were all internal decisions made by noobs, and some of them good, some of them not. But that's life, and I enjoyed it because I'm past it now. So you start, you maintain, and then you finish. And that's going to make you either Gnostic, agnostic, or diagnostic. Good luck. So here we go. We've gone through the 0, the mandala, the 1, which is the matrix, and the 2, which is duality. Multiple entries on all of these numbers, and it's in the works.